On Thursday 29th of January 1976, 13-year-old Tracey Ann Patient was found dead in Auckland. There were many leads, but the case remained unsolved. In 1977, an unknown man called the police and confessed to the murder. He gave a number 126,040, but police couldn't trace him. January 29, 1976. On a warm summer's evening on January 29, 1976, Tracey Ann Patient, a 13-year-old girl, would disappear. She would be found less than 12 hours later, strangled to death and her body dumped by the side of the road. Tracey and her family had moved to New Zealand just 2 years earlier from England. Tracey had been at a friend's house on the evening of the 29th January 1976. The friend was a schoolmate from Henderson High. The friend recalled spending the evening gossiping about boys, and Tracey showed her a signet ring that she had recently been given by her boyfriend. She remembers Tracey phoning home to say, "I'll be home in half an hour, Mum." Later that evening, when she didn't return home, Tracey's father and sister went out and looked for her, but there was no trace of her anywhere. The following morning, a man walking his dog found Tracey's body dumped in a bush area on Scenic Drive, on the fringe of the Waitakere Ranges. The coroner ruled her death was due to homicide by strangulation by a ligature. Tracey had been strangled with her own stockings, wound tight with a twig at the back of her neck. A large-scale investigation was launched. A homicide team of about 30 police set up temporary headquarters in a local scout hall. Police looked at hundreds of persons of interest over the following months and exhausted numerous lines of inquiry. March, 1976. An anonymous woman calls Youthline saying she saw a blonde girl, thought to be Tracey, on Great North Road with a man in a brown suit. Both got into a brown car which drove off just after 9:30 p.m. Despite public appeals, the woman caller is never found. There were many leads pursued over the years. The police appealed for sightings of any cars acting suspiciously in the area, and a reward of $10,000 was offered. A description and identikit picture were published and the man was found, but he was later cleared.
Another lead. 22 months after Tracey's murder in November 1978, police received a phone call from an anonymous person, who told the police that a signet ring belonging to Tracey could be found in a rubbish bin outside a chemist in Avondale. The caller gave the call taker the number 126,040 and said he would call back later. He never called back. Officers went to the rubbish bin and found a ring inside, which was identified by Tracey's boyfriend as the ring he had given her. It was believed that Tracey was wearing the ring when she disappeared. Despite all of this, the case remained unsolved.